So there's a couple of things. So number one, if this guy is actually sick, like sick mentally, why did you choose him? Something inside of you helped you to, made you to choose this guy. If this guy is not mentally sick, but he got fed up with all the arguments, with all of the negativity, with drama and everything, then he lost his cool. So it's one or the other. So it's either poor choices because maybe he is sick, right? Or other is that the woman is capable to either build something beautiful out of man or destroy him. And it is woman's power. And the way Andrew is, he's not attacking. You want it, this is masculine. This is masculine. The man who stands for, believes in the relationship, his great dad, his great husband, this is masculine. It's not an attack.
What? Men are protectors. It's protectors.
Well, but the thing is like, if you didn't become so enraged and emotional and you just listen to what I'm saying, you'd understand the position, right? That's what she's saying here. And she's right. All I'm saying is that projecting how you feel in a moment, in an exact moment, especially when you're heightened, your adrenaline's pumping, you're upset, you can have perceptions of a situation when it's not clear that that actually was what the situation is. It just comes down to, but I felt like that. Did he do anything to you? No, but I felt like he might. Did he actually? I felt like he might have, though. These things, right, they're really kind of up in the air and there for interpretation. And so before I besmirch men as being abusive or narcissistic or any of these things, I like to see something ever get past the allegation point into the proof point, and that's the point where I get very, very little, right? And so I think that that's reasonable. I think it's logical. I think that people should engage in that more, but they don't. Instead, they just kind of map things onto how I felt in the moment, and then that makes how they felt truth when it may not actually be true.
Exactly. This is the foundational problem with modern dating rhetoric. Women treat emotions as if they're factual descriptions of reality. But feelings don't determine truth. They determine experience, not events. Once you collapse that distinction, anything a woman feels becomes automatically valid. An accusation doesn't need evidence, an interpretation doesn't need context, and a man is guilty the moment she decides she felt uncomfortable. That's not how logic works, that's not how evidence works, and that's not how functional adults reason. It's how you build a culture where emotion overrides reality, and every disagreement becomes abuse simply because she didn't like how it felt.
All your thoughts are true. That's what I'm going to say.
Can I ask you something?
Hang on. Is that thought true?
All your thoughts are, where do your thoughts come from? Where do they come from? Can you tell me where your thoughts come from?
From your brain.
But where? What part of your brain?
I don't know the exact part, but they come from your brain.
Where's your brain come from?
We just want to explain that it's first red flag.
Well, I don't understand. If you think all thoughts are true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you think a lie?
What?
Can you think a lie?
What do you mean? Can you think of a lie?
Is it true that you can think up a lie?
I don't lie.
Is it? How would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
We're in a philosophical conversation now, so off topic.
Anyway, whatever. I guess it's a side tangent. It doesn't really matter.
Can I ask you something?
Anyway.
This is the intellectual decay we're dealing with. If all thoughts are true, then truth doesn't exist. Lies don't exist. False accusations don't exist. And she said it like it was some deep philosophical truth. This is why arguing with these women is impossible. They start from a worldview where subjective experience overrides objective reality.
So the point is, though, is all I'm saying is that mapping how you feel onto a thing doesn't make it true. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean that was the truth of the situation.
I'll disagree, but
Well, you can't disagree with that, right? You can disagree that in that situation I'm wrong, sure, but you can't disagree that just mapping a feeling onto a situation doesn't mean that the truth of the matter is that is how the situation was.
I am taking responsibility for my choices. I just, it was actually a trauma that I had that I fixed it with a different boyfriend and went haywire, so...
This is exactly the point Andrew keeps making. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it reflects reality. Mapping emotions onto events does not equal truth. You can't turn your feelings into a verdict on someone else's character. And yet, this is exactly what modern dating rhetoric celebrates: feelings over facts, narrative over accountability.